Hi guys, Tennille from Paper Milkshake. Welcome back to my channel. I thought today I would whip out the beautiful box of Sweet Story rosettes and kit that my beautiful friend Stephanie at Sweet Crafty Girl sent me as part of a rosette collab. And in that collab, Stephanie didn't have to, but she did send me some plain rosettes for me to play with. And I thought it would be really fun today to do two things. One, decorate the rosettes that she gave me, and two, use up some of my kind of like half-used bits and bobs left over in my Sweet Story collection, plus this Maggie Holmes bow set, which I love, that I bought from Sassy Scrappers, and these La Petite dimensional balloons that my beautiful friend Alicia gave me. So I want to be able to use up some of this stash today to decorate these rosettes. The only exception to my use up your stash rule is I do have this beautiful packet of labels. I think this is a Chasing Dreams collection. I've just had this forever in my stash and I keep looking at it going, I will use it, it's so pretty. And I think today might be the moment to crack this open and use some if we can. Back to the box. So here are some of the beautiful rosettes that Stephanie made for me. She's made me a variety of sizes, thicknesses. Look at these beautiful gold ones there. And she's got this really large chunky one. I don't think I'm going to get through all of them today, but I'd like to decorate a couple for you on camera, so you might be inspired to make your own. I will show you some of these that Stephanie did make me as part of the swap. So this is all she was meant to make me, all she was meant to send me, some rosettes that she decorated herself, and they're absolutely beautiful. And I do have a video showing you everything inside here. And so on the left sort of half of this box, this is where she sent me like the little bits and bobs that I can play with. So she also sent me these beautiful bows and some butterflies as well, and you can see that I've already used some up. And a couple of nights ago I did make some of my own rosettes using this kit that she sent me. So here's one that I made. That rosette base was what she sent me in this box, and I made a little rosette there. That little flower is from my friend Cheryl, and everything else is either from Stephanie, like that heart came in this box, or just from my own collection. Here's one that I made using a vellum base that I created, and lots of Sweet Story ephemera layered onto that, plus that flower once again is from Cheryl. This one isn't a rosette, so I did cheat, but I did include this in the video because that beautiful layered butterfly is one of the ones that Stephanie did make for me. Then I had a bit of trouble peeling off this bow, but I eventually got it off. So there's the bow as the base for this little embellishment here, and I just layered it up with a butterfly from the ephemera pack, a glitter resin heart actually from the All Heart collection, and this glossy sticker from Sweet Story, and I thought that was very cute. So let's get started decorating some rosettes. Not really too sure which one I'm going to start off with, but let's take them out of the box at least. Put the butterflies aside because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be using those today. May make one of these larger ones, and I'll take out the hearts as well because I think I'm going to be playing with that. And I just wanted to also show you this beautiful Memory Decks card that once again I have showed you in a previous video for the collab, but it's just too pretty not to show off again. Stephanie's so talented, and she does all the stitching with her own hands because she doesn't have a sewing machine. She's amazing. All right, let's push the box aside. I think we may start off with decorating one of these big chunky ones. I think they're so pretty. They're so dimensional, and there's actually two styles here. This one that Stephanie has created with a small wavy edge, and then this one has more like a jagged edge, if that makes sense, like a very sharp edge. So I think we can start with these. I actually think the first thing I might do is see if we can layer. I've never done this before, but see if we can maybe layer a rosette on a rosette. That might not work, but I just think these gold ones are very, very pretty. But I think that might end up a little bit too chunky. I'm not sure. Maybe I will make one with, yeah, I don't know. I'm not convinced. Let's do one with a layered rosette and one with that and see how it goes. You're probably screaming across the lens going, Tania, what are you doing? This is criminal, layering a rosette on a rosette, but maybe just bear with me and hope for the best. Just seeing if I can add some of these gorgeous hearts onto it. Look how she centered the swan in that heart. That's really, really thoughtful. I don't mind making it out of this. So that's the same paper as the rosette, but that's totally fine because you don't see the pattern on the rosette anyway, not too much of it. So I think I'm going to start off by sticking these down. Just getting myself organized here. Always make sure I have different size foam squares handy. And going to try not to go out of frame because I know that annoys people when I happen to go out of frame. I do my best to avoid that, but it does happen from time to time. So I guess nothing quite beats the feeling of breaking open a new packet of ephemera, but there's also a lot of joy to be had in using up, you know, all your half open packets of ephemera and using up your stash. Yes, your supplies become quite limited. What you can reach for is what you've got, but it is really satisfying when you use up an entire sheet of chipboards or an entire packet of ephemera or stickers. I have so many like half-used ephemera and stickers in my collection. It's not funny. So I'm on a bit of a no spend, as you guys know, or it's more like a limited spend now, but it really has forced me to use up what's already in my collection. So let's bring in the ephemera pack. See, it's totally half open. And I'm just seeing, oh, I love this ephemera piece. So pretty. Love that. I think that might be wasted though on the rosette because you just don't get to really see much of it, to be honest. Same with the rainbows, but I think we can use some of these sweets. I love this little ephemera piece. I love that you can make 4 things out of the one ephemera. I think I'm going to struggle to use any of these larger pieces, so I might open the little waterfall packet. It has been opened before, but I might just take that out and see if there's anything I can use in here. I reckon I can work that in, the rainbow. See, these are getting a little bit too big now. May be able to use that flower. Yeah, unfortunately, Crepe Papers and Maggie Holmes ephemera seems to just get bigger and bigger and bigger. The really big one that came out, the really big sort of size ephemeras that came out was with the La La Love collection, and ever since then they just supersize everything. So a bit annoying when you try to decorate like smaller rosettes like this, like smaller projects, but you know, push your boundaries sometimes, peeps. Push your boundaries. All right, so I think we can start sticking some of this down as well. I really do want to use the rainbow. So I can already tell these are going to end up being super chunky. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with chunky. I do like chunky. I like my rosettes, especially very, very chunky. I'm not going to see much of that heart left, unfortunately. Sorry, Stephanie. Just going to stick that one in here. So this weekend we're finally having a bit of sunshine in Sydney. So we've had rain all week, but it is so good to have a bit of sunshine, and ironically I'm indoors crafting. But you know, sometimes that's the best way to spend, you know, whatever free time I have on weekends between wrangling the children and, you know, commitments to friends and family. I do like to just have a couple of quiet hours to myself for crafting. It's just the way it is. There we go. That's looking really terrible because we haven't finished. You have to bear with me. I promise it'll end up looking a lot prettier than what you see there. So I'm thinking we can bring in one of these sweet ephemera. Before I go too far, I want to see if I can add a strip of glitter fabric pleather to that. I can find some. No, neither of those colours is what I was shooting for, so we might have to make do without for now. There's some buttons I might want to use on this project. I may even be able to use these beautiful Andrea Bethke wood veneer hearts. They're so gorgeous. I reckon I can use some of that. So back to where we were. Let's see if we can use some beautiful ephemera here, stickers here, but I don't know. Maybe the camera. Yeah, let's stick the camera on. No, camera's not going to work. The indecisiveness is for real. It's really real. Not this one. No, I don't. Something tells me I'm not actually going to be able to use any of these stickers today. No glory there. Okay, chipboards. Chipboards it is. Love chipboards for the instant dimension they give to a project. So I'm just going to find a shape that's going to work here. I think the black swan is really, really cute. Or even the happy. Let's go with a happy. Can we go with a happy? Or the heart, or the peach. Too much to choose from. Perhaps we will go with the butterfly. Let's see if the butterfly will work. I think the butterfly would work quite well. Or the bow. You see how indecisive I am? I think we're going with the bow. Yep, I think we can work the bow in. Coming together, albeit very slowly. I think, yes, let's do this. Let's add a beautiful butterfly from Stephanie. That's the whole idea of this video, to actually use up the beautiful things that Stephanie has sent me. So I think we can pop her right in the middle there. That's lost its stickiness, so I'm just going to add some foam squares to that, my little ones. Just a tip, guys, when you're layering, always have a bunch of different size foam squares or foam dots handy. It really will help you in your layering process. Otherwise, get a roll of foam tape and you can cut them into any size you wish. So I think the final step here is to just, a final step in the layering at least, is to actually add a word. I'm now wondering whether I should go for a little smaller one, but I think I'm okay with sweet. Yeah, I think I'm okay with sweet. So we may not be able to fluff up this butterfly's wings too much, because then I'll have trouble getting this flat. Okay, so I think the last step here is to just add little bits and pieces of bling or buttons. Will I be able to use one of these buttons? Let's have a look. I think I can add the little yellow button. No, you know what? I've changed my mind. I think I'm going to go with some bling. Perhaps even some stars and bling. Yep, that heart was a good idea. But it definitely needs a little bit of sparkle now. My absolute favorite bling of all time are these Frank Garcia Douce Gemmies. They are my #1 favorite. I love them. So as I said, I'm not going to add, I need sparkle, so I'm not going to add one of these matte ones. I'm going to go for one of these really pretty sparkly ones instead. So I think that finishes this little rosette. That's pretty cute. And let's move on to this one here. I now do think I can work in the camera. Maybe as one of the top layers. I can actually just do that now. Maybe I'll keep this one fairly simple since we have the double rosette business going on. Now I don't want them both to say sweet, so I'm going to pack this away for now. I'm thinking maybe with this one we can add a little acetate rainbow, so I'm just going to chop up one of these rainbows because I never end up using all 4. I'm trying to be very resourceful and stretch each ephemera as much as I can. Because I've done such a dodgy job cutting that, I want that to maybe stick on the edge, off the edge like that, so I don't see the bad edge. Let's add one of these beautiful hearts. Oh dear, rosettes flying everywhere. One of these beautiful hearts from Andrea Bethke. Never ever fear mixing collections. There's nothing wrong with it. Use your Sweet Story, use your Andrea Bethke, use your Amy Tangerine, use them all up. Mix them all. Now I want something a little bit longer, I think, to go across here. So I'm thinking Sunshines and Smiles, but that's a little bit too long. These are going to be too big. Oh, hang on. There is Sunshine in My Soul. No, that one's a bit too long as well. I'm going to check back in my ephemera pack to see if there's any other little word stickers I can put in here. Word statements, but there isn't. So I think I will have to open this. I think I like this one that says, well, hello there. Now, a little tip, this is just from my own experience, and you may have a different view on this, but when you do chunky layering, if you try and stick on a word sticker, and it's not like cardstock, so it's quite flimsy. If you try and stick that on directly, it will kind of warp unless you have a continuous foam tape behind it, which I don't have at the moment. It is best in this case to actually stick that down onto some cardstock and then cut it out, and it can be anything. So why don't I, for example, just grab, you could even do it on a bit of acetate. So let me do that. Let me just grab a piece of acetate, and I am just grabbing a used acetate from this packet of Andrea Bethke hearts, and I'm literally going to just trim that off, and I'll do that off camera because my paper trimmer, no, let's use my paper trimmer. Let's just do it now very quickly. Just want to make sure that's super straight. So that's no longer going to warp because I've backed it onto some acetate. That's just a little hack for you, for anyone who is looking for a little hack. Now that's not going to cover my foam tape, which you can see popping up behind that. So I need to add another ephemera in here somewhere. And that's where all the layering starts happening. You just add and add and add to hide this and hide that. What about the little, can we do the little ladybug? She's very sweet. Perhaps the watermelon. Let's go the watermelon. Just because I'm keeping with the pink theme that I've got going here. Oh, that's superb. Love that. Love how that turned out, actually. Oh, that's so cute. It says, well, hello there. But I do think this also needs a little bit of bling. Look how chunky that is. Oh my God. That is such a tall rosette. But chunky is fun, guys. Chunk up, chunk up, chunk up. Always. So fun. It's like a little sort of macarons, I reckon. I reckon rosettes are like receiving non-edible macarons. I think this one we can bling up with some matte coloured, some matte coloured bling. So I think the pink and the pink just goes really well together. I'm going to stick another one up here. So that's it, guys. There's my 2 rosettes. I am super pleased with how they turned out. I'm not going to decorate anymore. I think a 25-minute video is a perfect way to end this. There is my sweet rosette with the beautiful layered butterflies from Stephanie that I was able to use there. So cute. Very, very chunky. And the even chunkier double rosette here. It says, well, hello there. Yeah, I don't regret doing that, actually. It is super chunky, but so much dimension and happiness going on there. So I want to thank Stephanie again for sending me this beautiful kit as part of the Rosette collab, and I thank her for participating in it with me. She was my partner, or she was the person who sent it to me, and I'm super happy with it. I love it all. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for crafting with me, and I'll see you all next weekend. Bye, guys.